automatic.
I see lots.
I live there.
I've got to introduce myself.
They have me on TV?
I hope so. That's older than you are.
Yes.
To kiss the man, look. Oh my God. Oh, what needless thing we met.
If you bet your
Good evening, everyone. I'm Nancy Berder. Tonight we're going to show you all the highlights of Comomere, and Ron James will be along a little later in the program to give us all the sports news. 2 weeks of one big party. Burgeo saw over 800 visitors and everyone had a great time. The Comomere committee spent weeks upon weeks preparing for this event, and despite the wet weather, everyone still had a wonderful time. And I don't think I'd be exaggerating if I said that the tarps saved the day. It was really a wise decision on the part of the committee to buy those. Well, tonight we're going to have a look at everything that's happened over the past couple of weeks. And after the news, we'll show you the variety show on the rink that I know you've all been waiting for. It all started in May with the crowning of Miss Burgeo. Miss Belinda Burns was chosen to represent Burgeo in the most important event, and did a fine job in doing so. Let's have a look at Belinda when she won the title.
Belinda Barnes! Our Comomere trophy. It's been given to Belinda. She'll own it until there's another Comomere. Congratulations.
She sure looks like one happy girl. Belinda is in Toronto right now, thanks to the Comomere committee. That was one of her trips One of her prizes, a trip to Toronto. She'll be back here next Sunday. On Canada Day, Come Home Year got off to a great start with the motorcade. More than 50 vehicles took part, including us, Burgeo Broadcasting. A very touching moment was when they had the presentation of the provincial and state flags. Let's have a look at that.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, to patriot love, with all our sons command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
For all of you who have made the very long trip to come and visit us, I want to extend a very, very warm welcome. We didn't plan this weather this way. As a matter of fact, we've got something better ordered. If you stick around long enough, I'm sure we'll be able to deliver it for you. I hope you will find something in the many events that have been planned that will entertain you and allow you to enjoy your stay with us. By all means, I hope to meet many of you as the events go on and the time passes. Hope you enjoy our Canada Day parade and our opening ceremonies for Come Home Year, and I hope to meet many of you in the community center in a little while, and we can share some cake and refreshments. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Walters. And now we have another speaker, and he started off this project half crazy, and he's gone downhill ever since. As the chairman of the Come Home Year Committee, Gord Ingram. Gord?
I thought only Sheila realized that. Mr. Joe Price, Mr. Dave Gilbert, Mayor Lloyd Walters, Miss Burgeo Come Home Year Queen, Belinda Burns, citizens of Burgeo, former residents, and visitors. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Burgeo. In celebrating Come Home Year, I hope we will accomplish the start of a tourism industry for a very beautiful town. It gives me great pleasure as chairperson of this Come Home Year Committee to welcome you. It is going to be nice to see family, friends, old classmates, former residents, and visitors alike. To you who have left Burgeo many years ago or just yesterday, I look forward to meeting you all and welcome back.
Follow the planning for this particular event, and I must say I've been totally impressed with the dedication, the amount of work that's been put into this particular event, and I'm sure that as I think it's 2 weeks that you have this event on, you will see many, many benefits because of the fine planning and the great effort that's gone into this by the committee.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here. Both Ann and I enjoy coming to Burgeo anyhow, but as I was look out over this, I thought all year as I heard about the work that the committee was doing and stuff like that, and I knew that they were doing a lot of hard work, and I could see when I talked to the people here in Burgeo, and they were telling me that they had people coming from as far away as Vancouver to come for this Come Home Year, I knew that the committee had instilled a lot of enthusiasm into the people of Burgeo and got everybody keyed up for this. I can see by the turnout we have here this evening, it is going to be a success. The only thing about it is I was talking to Jack Cosser last week in St. John's, and he said he was coming home, and he said he was going to bring the good weather. Jack, we're waiting for the good weather, and I'm sure it'll come later on.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Belinda Burns. I am 18 years old. I was chosen this Come Home Year on our pages on May welcome everyone to Burgeo, first ever come home year. I guess everyone is anxious to get this event underway. It's so exciting to see so many people out there who are eager for this event to begin. I see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd, but many of you I have yet to meet, and I look forward to doing so. It is not every day that we can come together and share memories with friends and families, as we will do during these 2 weeks. This time we have together is special, and I encourage everyone to participate in as many events as possible.
Honor to present this provincial flag to you, and welcome back home. Last but definitely not least, the province we all love and are very proud of. I'd like to call upon Darlene Ingram. She lives just next door in Ramia. Darlene is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Lewis Ingram. She left Burgeo 3 years ago. We ask that you represent us all in carrying the flag of Newfoundland. I'm sure you will feel as proud as all Newfoundlanders. Congratulations in representing us, and welcome home.
If you're not a Newfoundlander, or if you've been gone astray for over 20 years, you have the honor of being screeched in. The screeching in ceremony was definitely a highlight of the 2 weeks, and the spectators had just as much fun as the participants. We have this report.
Come on, Dot! Don't let anybody away from that! Let's give them a hand, boys! Make them kiss old Ralphie, Dot! I think she likes it! Boys, we run out of the saltfish. We're down to the leggies now.
Hunts Island as their home. For many of the Stricklands, Hands, and Ingrams, and other families, Hunts Island is a place of contentment, a reminder of simpler times. A come home year just wouldn't be complete without a trip to Hunts Island.
Who's going to work?
Nothing elsewhere.
Is this on list?
Where are you from?
Hunts Island.
Have you ever lived out on Island?
Yes, my life's close to you.
Yeah? And how long has it been since you've been back to Burgeo?
I come every second year. I was home in November for a week, and now I'm back again.
Is this the first time you've been out on Island since you
No,
left?
I was here 3 years ago on the island to do my dad's grave.
Oh. And are you planning on staying here in Burgeo for the full 2 weeks?
No, we're leaving Thursday to go to Port Bass.
Oh, I see. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay here. You know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Garland McDonald.
And I understand you were born down south?
That's right.
And how long has it been since you've been moved to Burgeo for months?
We left Tonsai in the year 64.
And did you regret leaving Ons from years ago?
Well, yes.
Did you?
Right, because it was a very small place and it was home. And I used to run the store here, Lantern Gym with. I run that for 10 years.
Did you miss that when you left?
I did. I went in the Reaching for a few more years. But this was home.
And when you lived out once, did you go to Burgeo very often?
I did. Yes, I used to go across there looking for girls.
Did you find any?
Oh yes, yeah. It's funny, I married one.
Crowd here this afternoon, so I hope that you'll join together with other people that have the hymn sheets. We've come here today to spend a little bit of time in this place, this cemetery that has been so beautifully restored in recent weeks. We come not to be sorry or to be sad for those who have died, but we come to rejoice and give thanks to God for their lives and for what they have meant to us and to our community. A cemetery really tells the life of a community because here you see the forefathers and mothers of your community. Your grandmothers and great-grandparents and those before them are buried here, and this is a witness to their strength and their courage to find a home and to make a home here for succeeding generations.
To bear, what a privilege to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pain we bear. All because we do not carry everything to God in prayer.
The Lions Summer Fair usually draws quite a crowd, and this year was no exception. contest was another big event during Comomere. It drew crowds of people to the National Sea parking lot. Everybody went there to see who the winner was going to be.
Right on, what is it?
Speech! Oh no, no speech. Look at this.
Comomere was a very special time for individual families. The Hiscock family, for instance, had a big reunion. All 9 children of Mariah Hiscock and the deceased Ron Hiscock were home. At the reunion, the children gave speeches, and roses were presented to Mrs. Mariah Hiscock by her youngest grandchild, Stephen. The Benoit family also got together for Comomere. The children and grandchildren of the deceased Victor and Goldie Benoit came home, 41 in all. Only one child, Ruth, didn't get home because she was expecting a baby that still hasn't arrived. We spoke with the family one afternoon when they all got together.
Dave, we go to that one. Hey? But come here once, Dave. Smart camera. Remember me? The dog.
She wants the 4 boys again. Oh, they're all there. Here, Jules wants to get a picture of them.
Oh, okay.
More children together. I don't know how many's in there.
Now sit down, Harold. You get your picture. Let's go that way.
Yeah, that's great. So when did you get home?
Sunday morning.
What was your first thought when you were going to come home here in Burgeo?
Well, I live in O'Shea. But when the invitation came out, I was nervous.
Imagine having to feed this mass of humanity.
This Teresa.
But you made it here. I wasn't sure I could get here. I suppose the girl would have tore your charm off and never got here, so
Yeah.
I had to decide to say yes.
So how does it feel now that you're here?
But I'm not all that strong, you know, I was very shaky. Stand up. Sit down.
Must feel good to be able to be here with all your
Oh
family
yeah,
again.
well that's the first time I've seen them out here for 10 or 12 years.
Yeah?
That's how long we were there. We were only visiting their close.
So was this the first time you saw some of the great-grandchildren?
Some of them I never saw before.
No? There was
The baby.
Yeah. How does it feel to have all your family? How many of you?
Well, we got a total of 42. We got 40 right now. It's 2 graduated.
So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 10 brothers and sisters. And 9 of them are here.
And how many live in Burgeo and how many had to come?
Well, there are 3 of us living here. And so the others, how many? 6 for math. Very good this morning.
So how did you manage to get everybody together and give them 40 odd people in 3 houses?
Well, it's not easy, and I hope Gord Ingram knows that I was blaming him because he invited everybody. And they decided they'd come since they got a good thing. But not really. Well, everybody got somebody staying.
So, what's the oldest age year we have?
39. So, our sisters and brothers are my grandmother. She's the oldest.
How old is she?
She's 84.
And what's the youngest child here?
The youngest baby's 7 months. When was the last time that you saw some of these people? My sisters and brothers, we get to see each other nearly on a yearly basis. Like we make an effort to visit each other. You can't do this every year. You can't all get together in one spot for obvious reasons, but you can, go to visit each other there.
What were your parents?
Goldie and Victor Bennett.
And you're the oldest, so it must be even more special for you than everybody who
I was really enjoying seeing everybody. At times it gets a little bit sad when you sit down and realize they're all here. And they should be, but they're not. But we're really enjoying it.
Do you have any children?
2 boys. Big boys.
Most of you guys are blonde. I can't believe it. All the kids are blonde, and most of the others are too. I can't believe it.
Ruth, our sister, is dark, but she's not here.
Yeah.
One's not here, but she's the only one.
Another big event during Come Home Year was the Adult Talent Show. With hosts like Clayton Mead, Norm Green, and Sid White, it's hard not to have a good time, especially when you got a bunch of local, talented Burgeo gals on the go. Here are some highlights.
I gotta say, you gotta be pretty underneath all these clothes there. If those lips could only speak. We still have on. Oh, he's clicking beer bottle, getting enough money to get in. Oh, it's not too bad. We got one what? Oh, one beer bottle. Oh. Oh, they let you give you a good look. Want to do a song? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, miss. Yes. Yes, anyway. Got you was the elevator, my son. That's something Glenn we picked up in the who claimed he could play guitar.
I never say anything you told me in all my life.
Oh, heater.
No way.
Oh, I suppose, boy. I got to say, you do look a little bit better than you do. Somebody look back and on Warpath. So you gonna sing a song or what? Okay, here.
I don't want my phone.
Oh. Getting on my nerves.
Is that sing? I always wanted a little black thing like that.
You got one. You got one. Here. You gonna sing a song? Why don't you go sing a song now, boys? I believe it's a she. Got an awful lipstick anyway. Who's off a nice fur coat? You got no Daryl?
I had to kill 3 moose, 2 caribou, and 1 rabbit for this coat.
I hope it wasn't out of season.
No, it wasn't.
Because it's out of season, we call that poaching down here in Burgeo.
I got that in the other day.
You imagine all the poor old rabbits that run around now staring naked and made coat for you.
I get him all the way from Boot Cove. Anybody know where Boot Cove is?
That'd be on Sneaker. That'd be on Sneaker Inlet.
No, it's right up in the Cove Point. Anyway, my name is Trofina from Boot Cove.
Oh, that's Trofina from Boot Cove.
And I had to walk all the way here just for Come Home Year. And my feet are killing me. I'm gonna do a song down in the sky.
What are you gonna sing?
It's Falling Star.
Well, get the falling star. Well, on a night like this.
You know, the crowd was very small for a country music show. But he faced the curtain call, just like it was years ago. Then a lady grabbed me arm as I staggered down the hall. Don't you know our people are? Nobody knows you in the town. Pick me up and take me home.
You got me kidding.
And I play me guitar. Sing a golden oldie song. If you get your father's
So listen, my children, wherever you roam, whatever your future may be, hold your head high and don't be ashamed of your Newfoundland home by the sea. I hear the seagulls, they're calling me back, and never again will I roam. The seagulls are screaming, their call do I hear, thinking back to my Newfoundland home. Years have gone by now and I've settled down with a wife and a small family. I
says a job well done.
The 2 weeks came to a close on Saturday when the Come Home Year Committee held an appreciation banquet to thank all those who had helped make the big event a success. The evening was highlighted by a moving speech by committee chairperson Gord Ingram and an enlightening speech by guest speaker Mr. George Childs. It was also a time when the people of Burgeo had a chance to hear from a very extraordinary man, Mayor Lloyd Walters, before his departure, as he spoke to the public on Channel 10 Live. We have this report.
I want to say a very special thank you to my family. My wife Sheila, who stood by me all the way and helped me with the long hours of work. To my daughter Carrie Lynn and to my son Ryan for putting up with me and just sort of understanding. I look at them many times and wonder why I was doing this. Why did I volunteer? Was it all worth it? I thank God they stuck with me, and now I can spend some time with them. Suppose, if one were to ask, what does Burgeo's Come Home Year mean to me? You would probably get as many different responses as the number of people you asked these past 2 weeks. When I am asked this question, I have to go a little deeper than that and relate of all what Burgeo itself means to me. Burgeo to me is a lot of things. It is a feeling of love, of belonging, a feeling of pride, of being part of this rugged yet beautiful town. A feeling of growing up amidst foggy days, swimming at sandbanks, going out in the dory, catching tomcots down at the wharf, reading the lamplighter, playing tiddly-cat, or climbing Richard's Edge, sports day on sandbanks, throwing rocks, and doing many other things that one finds to do living and growing up in this beautiful Newfoundland outport. Burgeo is also a feeling of remembering fondly those happy days gone by. The big bonfires at the Arbor and on Dibby's Island. The movies at the Whole Lodge where you sat for 2 hours on those hard, backless stools before you were old enough to have the honor of using a chair. It's also remembering the good times, the soup suppers, the square dances, the boat rides, and picnics across the beach, and many, many more things that have all helped to shape and to mold us into what we have become today. All of these things help to make up the meaning of Burgeo to me. There's probably no better time than a homecoming to remember fondly those happy memories of days gone by. Burgeo's Come Home Year of 1988 has succeeded in recapturing many of these moments, way beyond anyone's expectations. As I've looked around these past couple of weeks to witness family reunions, class reunions, seeing the happy embraces of old friends reunited once again, their faces beaming with excitement, or I've seen the silent tears as one visits the graveside of a departed loved one. Then to me, all the preparations and our work that have gone into this Come Home Year have all been worth it.
Hi, Gord. I'm glad we could cram in some time to have this little interview.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's pretty busy.
Yeah, it's getting around now. I guess everything's just starting to come together, is it?
Yeah, there's a lot of, all the groundwork is laid, but there's so many little things left to get done. And of course, we're going to be busy again every day this week. But
okay. So, is everything listed in your brochure going ahead?
yeah, everything in the brochure is going ahead. The dory races, there's a meeting tonight on the dory races at Lions Club. Other groups are finalizing their plans this week as well.
Okay. So, do you feel that you have enough events going on every day to pull the event off and have real good success out of it?
I think we can have a big success with the events as planned, but we had hoped that more people, more groups would have got involved.
Mm-hmm. So, what different groups do you have involved?
We have the church groups, the ACW, meals, lodge, Allied Youth, Girl Guides, Sea Cadets, Alter Gill, I think they're going to be doing the meal. They are going to be doing the meal as well.
And the Lions and Lioness.
Lions,
right?
Lioness, Summer Fair, Lions Club, Lioness Craft Shop, list goes on, I guess.
Okay. What events have been planned that the come home year has taken care of?
We're taking care of the entertainment the first weekend. We're taking care of the motorcade. We're taking care of the on-silent. We're taking care of one meal. We're taking care of the sports day, True Challenge 88. We're taking care of that. Almost every day the come home year has got some event planned.
Let's talk a little bit about the motorcade, because I think that's going to be one of the biggest happenings. It's going to be on Canada Day, right?
Yeah, Canada Day celebrations. We were fortunate enough to get $2,700 in monies for fireworks. The motorcade is going to begin 5:30 on the National Sea parking lot. According to Ron James, we've got 34 commitments right now of people that will be in. That's local individuals to businesses that will be in the motorcade.
Gee, that's great.
Oh, it's sounds all right, and hopefully it'll all go up.
Yeah.
After the motorcade, we'll be on presentation at the National Sea parking lot. We'll be presenting the provincial and state flags to the people that return their RSVP card. After the motorcade will be leaving the parking lot. It'll be going down towards the Burgeo Pharmacy, on down through by the council building, down the harbour, on it through the same route as the Santa Claus parade. And after that, it's sort of a hope house at the community centre where we will be officially cutting the Canada Day cake, and then a dance that night and fireworks around midnight, I guess, because it's so late before it gets dark now.
I've got a question. What if Mother Nature steps in and we get rain on July the 1st in the motorcade? What happens? Will it still go in?
Well, that's pressure on us all. If the motorcade, if it's raining, I guess the motorcade won't be able to cook it. We'll still have the motorcade throughout, but we do have 6 tarps, 30 by 60 ordered. They'll be over the rink, and we've got a bear tent, 20 by 40. The bats is coming into that. So hopefully we'll get most people in. If it's a rainy night, they still should be able to come out and not get wet. But let's not think about bad weather coming up.
No, just knowing that sometimes in July we do have some rainy weather.
That's right.
The variety show that's been planned, that's going ahead, outdoors and on the rink, okay? Some people have been wondering if children can participate in this.
Well, we've got, I'm not quite sure what day is it, but we've got a kids' talent show on Monday. And, well, that starts at 2, and then at 9 o'clock, the adult talent show. So the kids can take part from 2 to 9. And then on will be the adult show. But I'm sure that if there's some group out there that, wants to, that got some talent planned, that I think it would be only nice that if they played it, if they redone it again later on that night.
Do you have a special events license?
It's hopefully in the mail. We've applied. We've got the application gone to the proper officials. Month, 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks now, I guess.
So what does the special events license allow you to do?
Special events license allows us to erect a beer tent on the hockey rink, and allows people to drink on the hockey rink. We're kind of scared there that people will go out on the street with beer. If they do, the RCMP, of course, will penalize them, and the RCMP is boosting up their their workforce for come over here to make sure that the beer is on the rink and where it's supposed to be.
Okay. So is everybody doing their part on the committee and everything working okay?
Yeah, I'm very pleased with the committee. There's been some long hours put in. There's still some things to be solved, and hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks that we'll have these taken care of.
Okay, thank you for speaking with us. And is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, our book that's on on sale now. They started on Monday night, but apparently due to the weather they're going as write-ups of the groups, whatever, we've got that. We've got a separate agenda, if I may.
Okay, just go ahead.
Got a separate agenda that's gone into the kit, into a separate envelope with a welcome from the mayor, and a welcome from the committee, and an invitation from the premier that's gone in the mail today to those that return RSVP cards, because we're expecting some 500, different groups, different families or whatever, and each family will get one kit per registration. We can't, we only got 500 kits done up, and so the ones that have sent back their RSVP card, that's the one that's going to get the kit. We're sorry, but if somebody just comes in town today, we can't pass them a kit and say, that kit costs, I guess the overall price is about $40, $50.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, we've got, right now there's 42 different items in it. And in it, it's going to be a map of the town, there's going to be that book, the agenda, air fresheners, matches, pins, keychains, you name it, it's almost in that kit.
Yeah.
So we can't just go give these to somebody that's in today. And so the ones that return their RSVP card that have registered, that's the ones that will be given priority over these kits.
Okay, good enough. Thank you for speaking with me. And now we're going to go to all the other people who are involved in Come Home Your celebrations and to give you some idea of exactly what will be going on. Thank you once again, Gordon. Sorry we had to do this in your living room.
No problem, but the thing's just so busy that just didn't have time to come down to BBS. Thanks for coming by.
We're up at the lodge now, and I'm here with John Savory, who's recording secretary of the lodge. John, what things do you guys have planned for the summer?
Basically what we have is alternately we dances for preteen and teenage dances one night, and then the next night will be adult dances. Followed by next night preteen and that and teenage.
So is there anything else you guys are doing besides the dancing?
On the 5th of July we have fish and brews, supper, and old-fashioned scallop buns.
Oh, that should go over well.
The women, they will be having their regular bingo game on Thursday nights for 2 weeks. And I think the women got, LBA got a TV bingo slated for the 6th of July, I think, as well.
And are you going to be bringing people through on tours?
Yeah, there is 2 tours. I'm not sure of the dates. One is the 11th and 12th of July, I think, for younger people and adults. And there's one earlier than that, one first week of July.
So the building will probably be ready by then?
It should be pretty well finished.
Yeah, I see the guys only got a little bit more work to do here.
Yeah, they're starting at the end now next week.
Okay, thanks, Jen.
You're welcome.
Get a couple shots of them working. Let them know that there's a bunch of workers up here and all that stuff.
Yeah, too bad we never read the sign, but that sign looks horrible. That cross.
Yeah. Chosen to write the topic Together Again in Burgeo, Come On Your 88. This year marks 100th year of municipal government in Newfoundland and Labrador. In celebration of Swarry 88, many communities will be taking part in many different projects. In fact, for the first 2 weeks in July, this community of Burgeo will be taking part in Burgeo's first Come Home year. Burgeoans and its former residents known as Gauls will be treated to 2 weeks of good times, fun, excitement, and adventure. The idea for such an exciting event came about in October of '87. The Burgeo Town Council wanted to do something to create tourism for our town in relation to the great 88 Swarry. They thought that the best way to do this would be to invite as many people as possible to come and enjoy our hospitality, our wildlife, our Sandbanks Park, and just the beautiful town itself. Since then, a committee of about 30 people have been working together night and day to compile a history of our town, to plan events, and making
sure that this summer will be a vacation visitors will never forget. Return, reflect, reunite is the slogan for our Come On Year. The idea is to get all the former residents to return home again to Burgeo, reflect on the old memories of their childhood days, recall the old Burgeo and compare it with the new, and to reunite with old friends and family whom they have longed to meet for some time. And one thing's for sure, it will be an unforgettable experience for everyone there. Burgeo is expecting to be invaded by Gauls who just won Come On Year newsletter. The Come On Year committee has sent invitations to all the former Gauls of Burgeo, and so far they have had a great response, as Burgeo is expecting some 1,500 people. All seem to be looking forward to coming back to their hometown. One lady who hasn't been home for 42 years, when she replied, said, "Burgeo, come home here. It gives me a chance to do something I have wanted to do for some time, and that is to go back to Burgeo and visit every crook and cranny that I was used to as a little girl." They have received many letters similar to this one, all of them very excited about this summer's festivities. There will be many things for the young and the old to take part in this summer. They lead from fish filleting contests to good old Newfoundland times. 4 events have also been planned, such as a motorcade on the first day to kick off the celebration with fireworks later in the night, the Lion Summer Fair, clam digging, mussel picking, visits to the islands where the former and present residents once settled, sporting events, traditional meals, along with much, much more. So as you can see from Burgeo's 2-week calendar, there will never be a dull moment. To me, this Come Home Year means 2 weeks of reflecting and reuniting. It will give me a chance to reunite with family and friends whom I haven't seen for a long time, and some that I haven't seen at all. This Come Home Year will not only benefit the visitors, but also the town. We'll promote business and tourism for Burgeo and also for other parts of the province. It's a vacation I'm really looking forward to, and one that I will always remember. This summer, I would like to encourage all residents to return, reflect, and reunite on the barren but beautiful Burgeo, and help to make Soiree 88 and our first Come Home Year a memorable experience.
Hello, my name is Brian Cole from St. John's, St. Louis. As you may already know, this year, the town of Burgeo will be having its very first Come Home Year. This event will be held during the first 2 weeks of July. The Come Home Year project will be an outstanding experience for everyone that is involved in it. For example, we may have a chance to ask questions and to admire the things that our elders have to say about how much our little town has changed during the past years. Other than learning things about Burgeo, we may learn things about different places which we have never seen or heard of before. We may also meet some long-lost relatives or friends that we haven't seen for years, and their stories about the past. People may also tell us about what the jobs were they were given were like, and why they were taken out of school at a very early age. 2 other very important topics which are involved in the Come Home Year project are first, 3 specific words which are shown on the crest, return, reflect, and reunite, and second, the events planned. For everyone involved, these words can mean many different things, but when I think of it, one main idea in my mind, which is return to a birthplace or a place where loved ones once lived. Reflect or look upon back days of sorrow and take them into the future with you. Reunite, meet both new and old friends and even family, and share your sorrow, or sincere thanks for everyone they do for you. This festival also has many events for both the young and the old in it. For example, there will be such events as story races, suppers, old-fashioned square dances, fireworks, motorcade, which is a signal to show the beginning of this event, trips to such places as Foxholm, Onsholm, Red Island, Upper Burgeo, Waverley Bay, and to Sandbanks National Park, and Beauty Pageant, which has already been held, plus many more events. Many months of planning has been put into this event, and at least 800 people are expected to attend it. Many citizens of Burgeo are working very hard to see this project to be a success. So let's show our sincere thanks to the Come Home Year Committee for coming up with this idea of having the event of welcoming past citizens of Burgeo back. I would also encourage everyone to attend to this event. Who knows, maybe someday we will be coming back to attend the Come Home Year Festival just like this one. Thank you.
With
with me now is Teresa Peterson, who is Commissioner of the Girl Guides here in Burgeo. And the Girl Guides have a lot of activities planned for this summer. Teresa, you want to explain to us some of those?
Okay, Nancy. Well, on Saturday, our Girl Guides have a ball game scheduled at Sandbanks Park, and the girls are meeting at the town playground. The Brownies are also having an activity at Sandbanks Park on Saturday as well. On Monday, for the sports day here at the Sandbanks, our Girl Guides are going to be sitting at lemonade stands.
Oh, are they?
So that should be interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see, on Wednesday, the Brownies are planning a Brownie fun time at the town playground. Now, I'm not quite sure what's going to be involved in that, but that should be quite interesting as well. There's another activity planned for Thursday, July the 7th with our Girl Guide and Pathfinder movement, and that's going to be a hike as well here at the Sandbanks with some more outdoor activity as well.
So most of your activities are taking place up here?
Yeah, they're going to be centered on the outdoors and in this area right here as far as we know.
Oh, okay. Anything else, Lane?
Our Pathfinders are going to be available for in-town tours during Pomone year to the general public, okay? Any visiting Pathfinders, Girl Guides, or whatever. Their phone numbers are listed in the program that's available to the public.
So if any of you people have relatives and friends coming on for Come Home Year and you know that they are Girl Guides or Pathfinders, maybe you can refer them to the names in the booklet?
Sure, okay. One other thing too I'd like to mention, we're hoping, the Girl Guides as a project are hoping to have a cookbook available at the Linus Craft Shop based on all Newfoundland recipes.
So that should probably go over pretty
We're
well.
hoping that it will. Yeah. So right now it's gone to publisher, well, it's not gone to publisher, it's going to publisher shortly, and that should be available for Come Home Year.
This Teen Burgeo pageant, I noticed that you were the one who presented the mascot that night.
Yes, I did. The mascot, of course, is BG, the Burgeo Gull, and it is a project taken on by our Girl Guide movement, okay? And during Come Home Year, we're hoping that BG is, well, we're hoping he's going to make appearances as much as possible, okay? We have selected so many Girl Guides and so many Pathfinders, and each and every day we're hoping for a different girl to wear our mascot costume and attend as many functions as possible.
Okay, so BG's going to be flying.
Yes,
right?
BG will be.
This craft here, so I understand.
The first minister that came here in the first church was in 1842 when a Reverend Blackmore came from England and established the first church here on this same site, and down where the parish hall is today he built the first school. So that was the first Anglican influence here. His district in those days ran from Cape Lahoon to Channel Portavas, so he had quite a large district to cover. But he lived here and traveled back and forth by boat.
So how many times did you get to be in church on Sunday?
Well, we have a diary, or excerpts from the diary that he left, and he looked after both the Burgeo community here and also what they called Upper Burgeo, which was up off the Sandbanks area.
Right.
So this was his, this is the area where he concentrated most of his work. As I say, he also traveled from Cape Lahoon as far as Portavas as well. So most of his time was spent here.
So how many churches were built after that one?
There have been 4 churches altogether. That first church, which lasted just a short time, because what he soon realized was that the church wasn't adequate for the number of people here. And a second church was built a short time later. And over the years, there have been 4 different churches built. This church has been remodeled twice, so this, I suppose we could say this is actually the 6th church. The foundation of the church is the 4th building.
Okay, we ready to go?
Celebrations, we've asked for some volunteers to be on hand to give people a bit of the history of the church and also to point out some of the things within our church. We have a photo display that has been put together. This was originally done for our synod meetings that were held here last year. And these pictures depict some of the early history of our parish. There are no pictures of the first church, which would have been built in 1842, but our second church, built in 1854, we have a picture of.
Some other churches.
And that All of the churches were built on the same style as the one we have now, with the exception of this second church. This second church faced east and west, where the churches before and since have been built facing north and south. We then have a picture of
Turn around and put it in there.
that second church, and while it won't show up on your camera, on close examination one can see that the church used to be heated with wood stoves, and over the center aisles there are iron brackets which held the stovepipe that would run the whole length of the church, and that would help to give additional heat.
See, it's interesting.
This church was built during the time of Reverend John Cunningham. He was the second priest to serve Burgeo Parish, and he served the parish for 42 years. He's our longest reigning minister in our history. It was during his time that the interior furnishings of the church were built that we still have today. I think that will be an interesting point of history for people.
So is that the same seating as well?
The same seating, the same pulpit, the same lectern that we have in the church today. So that dates back well over 100 years, all of our furnishings. The furniture within the church is all built of oak that was brought over from England, and Mr. Cunningham, with the assistance of his father, who was a carpenter, did the work that you see that's still within our church today. So even though our church buildings have changed, we still have a strong link with the past, because many of our furnishings date back to the earliest times of our parish.
I'm sure a lot of our visitors will be interested in a lot of those older furnishings in the church.
Yes. If we step down this way, we see a picture of the third church in Burgeo, and you begin to see now the kind of pride that people took within their churches. This was an extremely elaborate building
It's beautiful.
with two large towers in the front, and that church was built, paid for, and consecrated within 2 years. And for a church to be consecrated, it has to be debt-free at that time. So within 2 years, the community of Burgeo was in the early 1800s was able to build, and
It's amazing. They must have had a lot of free manpower.
a lot of free labor, a lot of donated materials. The old diaries of that time speak of some of the shop owners here donating woods and supplies for the building of the church.
So around, what was our population around there, do you think? In the church parish?
I couldn't really say what the population of the community was. The community itself, I suppose, would be around 1,000 people at that time. During this time as well, we also had churches. There have been 3 churches over the years in what was known as Upper Burgeo, 2 on Upper Burgeo Island and 1 that was built on the sandbanks itself, which is in that area where the old cemetery can be seen at Sandbanks now.
So what were those those denominations?
Those were Anglican people as well.
All churches?
That's right. Yeah. We also have a picture of the interior of that third church. Again, you'll notice that it's the same pews and lectern and so on that we have in our church today.
Was it wonderful? That must have been one of the banners that picture showing.
Yes, this particular picture was taken during Christmas time, and if you look closely at the picture, you can see the spruce boughs that would have been made by the people of the parish to decorate the church. You can in this picture, you can also see the old oil lamps that hung to illuminate the church. Now, this third church blew down in 1909 during quite a severe storm, I gather. And until I experienced some of the storms we had this winter, I couldn't imagine a church blowing down. But now, having seen what the wind in Burgeo can be like, this was the second time a church had blown down here on this site. The second church was blown down just after construction began on it. So this is the second time a church has been blown down on this
But
site.
all the interior stuff was saved,
All the interior was saved.
Okay.
And as well, one of the churches that was built on Upper Burgeo Island blew down during a storm as well. So those were windy days.
Yeah. And not as many houses, see, around.
That's right, yeah. Now the third church, which blew down in 1909, was then replaced with a church building that began in 1911 and was finished in 1912. And this building was built much on the same style of the third church, with 2 large towers in the front. Many people today can still remember those large towers. And you'll also notice if someone was to go outside today and look around our church, you will find big steel anchors that have been affixed to the rocks. And when this fourth church was built, there were guy wires put on the church to assure it wouldn't
Just
blow
in
down
case,
again.
yeah.
Yes. And those can still be seen today, so that's another point that I think people will find interesting. That church was then remodeled. The large towers were taken off and reduced in size because of the upkeep and I guess stress and strain that storms did put on it. So that church was renovated in the 1950s, and that's what we see in this picture here.